What's up? Okay, today I'm going to do a couple of wall fun things just to practice with the wall stuff. Bowspring loves the wall. I love the wall. And the wall is super awesome for feeling safe and stable and a little bit more into things like even a twisted cat or playing with going upside down. So we'll play with a couple of things here. Why don't we start with a crouching cat into a twisted cat, and we could even work with revolving that into almost like a blue moon kind of thing. So let's play. So find a space that's on the wall. Like I've got this beautiful little hallway. So find what works for you. We're gonna your mat or not or whatever, and keep the paws, so the toe pads and mounds, on the floor, a low heel, so not like super up like this, so heel's not on the wall like so, but more space so that more paw can be on the mat or on the floor. And then again, taking the chin forward past the wrists, pushing the mat away to fill into the upper back. Here you can find a pulse, sitting the hips back a little bit, and then pressing your heels into the wall and extend the line in the back line of your leg as you reach the ribs forward. A couple of these guys, sit back. Reach the ribs forward as you tack the hips down and back. Yeah. So a couple of these guys, just feels really nice. It's awesome for the back line of the leg. I love it. Elbows rotate forward so that the elbow armpits face inwards towards each other. Cool. So crouching cat-toe. Full in the upper back, belly's long, hips pull back as the ribs stretch forward. Let's twist our cat to the left. Toes to the left, knees to the left. This is where you can kind of position your feet right along the, what is this thing? The board of the wall, the sideboard. Another cool thing you might want to do is externally rotate your right hand a little bit so that your thumb points up to about 11 o'clock on a clock. And then let's sit the hips down towards the heels. First, let's fix the hair. Hair problems. I'm always practicing with my hair down when I'm on my own. I forget that to see and believe is to have the hair up. So we've twisted our cat. The feet and the knees are facing left. We've externally rotated the right hand a little bit just to allow for more opening in the shoulder. Sit the hips down towards the heels. Right ear drops to right shoulder, lift up through the left ribs. A couple of these guys, picking up through the left ribs, so big and beautiful. Feet are supported. Rooting down, paws rooted. Hips pull down and back as the belly bows to the left. Option to come onto the little dome fingertips. You can also stretch the arm forward. You can take left hand ecstasy, cup the back of the head, and press the head back into the hand to open up the throat, open up the belly. If you want to play from here, like this might be like the place that you stay, or you can drop your right foot, pick up your left, place the foot on the wall. Here, we want to keep the hips moving back and the groins hollow. This foot not so low, but not super high. Kind of just like in line with where your hip would be in the crouching cat. And then we can keep this hand in ecstasy, or you can keep it on the ground for a little bit more stability, and you're just going to hips move back and start to spin open a little bit, keeping your right ear connected to right shoulder. This guy in ecstasy, press the head back into the hand, open up the throat, open up the belly. This might be where you stay, super good place to be, or maybe you revolve it open. So if you're going open, you're going to watch your door. Hopefully you have more space like without the door. But dropping ear to shoulder and then begin to spin it open. Keep sitting the hips down and back. Keeping hollows in the groins and the knees and the ankles, please. And ear connects to the shoulder to spin open. Fix your right hand. Fix your foot. And now we're kind of facing here, so sit the hips down and back. Heart reaches forward. sit down. Maybe you then press your left foot into the wall to pick up the right. This is where you can play, sit the hips down and back. Maybe you take your hands for a little walk in. You can play with infinity legs, tacking hips back, arms push straight. Allow the head to just be soft. And then coming down how we came in, so taking your right foot back down. Spinning back nice and slow. Keep left foot connected, drop it down a little bit. Spin back, crouching cat. Whoa! So that's pretty like level 3, the spin open. But important things to remember is keeping the ear connected to the shoulder. Another thing you could do is also watch your hand as you're spinning open. Keep the hips dropping down. Keep the foot connected to the wall. We feel safe and connected when we have the foot on the wall. So keep the paw on the wall rather than the side of the foot or whatever. Hopping or walking up the wall. So here, take your butt onto the wall. And this might be too scary. So like to take, so hands are pretty much stacked underneath of your shoulders and are pushing the floor away to stay so full in the upper back. 2 options here is to step up, hips back behind the heart, paws on the ground. Or heart hop up. That's a little bit more advanced. Same idea though. Finding a rounding action with the feet. Feet land on the wall. Paws root into the wall. Hips push back behind the heart. A lot of us are going to feel like, no frickin' way am I doing that. Because it will feel a little bit scary to have your butt past your hips to go up. So if that's the case, having the hands further away to then step up. And also it could be like a flexibility thing. Maybe you just don't have the flexibility to get the legs up. If you have the hands much further and you walk up, the thing you're going to have to work on doing here is walking the hands back. So, because if we are out here and we can't get the hips behind us, this is a good place you could play with crouching cat on the wall, just pushing the mat away, filling into the upper back, belly's long, hips back, paws on the wall. Or walk hands back, hips push behind the heart, paws root into the wall. This is kind of the place that you can stay for as long as you want, starting with like, 20 seconds and then working up to like 30, 45, 1 minute. Keep building that because that will build your shoulder strength to be able to hold the handstand. Things to keep in mind is keep the knees low, keep the paws rooted on the wall, and keep the butt pushing back. So one more time. I like to set it up like getting my butt on the wall, hands underneath of my shoulders. I'll try the other leg. Step up, hips back, arms push straight. You can release the head, just let it dangle. Take a look at your feet, root the feet on the wall. Knees stay bent and low, hips push back. Belly's long. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Or heart hop, butt on the wall, hands underneath of your shoulders, little grip in the paws, and then take a little heart hop. Paws land on the wall, keep them rooted, hips push back behind the heart, knees stay low. Release the head. Or, if that's too scary to come up so close, hands a little further away, and then walk up. Here we know we have to Either play with just pushing the mat away to fill into the upper back, crouching cat style on the wall, or walk the hands back so that we can get the butt to go past the heart. Another thing we can play with on the wall once we get up is a twisted cat. So that's super fun. Ha. Hands on the floor, butt on the wall. Have a heart hop up. Cool. Here we can play with that like external rotation as well if we want. So if we're going to twist to the right, to the left, we can externally rotate the right hand. So hips are pushing back behind the heart. Twist the feet and twist the knees to the left. Hips sit back, drop ear to shoulder, lift up through the left ribs. Hips pull way back. Pause, stay rooted on the wall. Ear to shoulder. Oh. Come back. External rotation of the left hand. Little twist to the left. Hips pull way back. Pause, stay rooted on the wall. Lift up through right ribs. Oh. Yeah, twisted cats. Let's do it again, just to show. Give your wrist some love because it's kind of hard to be, it's hard to hold upside down. Twisted cat, twisted cat. Okay. Another thing we can play with is going, hopping towards the wall. So I like teaching walking up because sometimes it's like hard for people to hop up. Hopping up is hard. So if that's where you start, then that's where you start. Because hopping up is scary again. It's a brain game, a mind game where we have to like get out of our head and hop further than we want to, than our body wants us to, or whatever. So if we're going to play with hopping up, and it's a great thing to practice anyways, take your hands, plant them about maybe a little bit less than a hand distance away. And this will be relative to how much dip you have in your lower lumbar and how much butt you have. I've got a bit of a butt, so I can take my hands pretty much a full hand distance away. Here you're going to set up like crouching cat style, or that same kind of thing, like as if we were going to do hitch kicks, so the feet are a little closer to the wrists. You're going to find a bend in the knees and spring up till your butt hits the wall. Spring up to the butt. One more spring up. Cool. Now here, keep the knees pulled low, keep your butt touching and your belly long. Keep pressing the arms so straight. Release your head. Knees pulled down like that, energetic, isometric, as if somebody's hands were underneath of my knees and I'm pushing down into them. Down. And spring up. Yeah. Here you can play with taking the back of your head to the wall and gently pressing the back of your head into the wall to remove your butt from the wall. Wow! That was a tricky one because that will like teach you the balance point, but it's also so easy for you to just like fly off the wall. So, one more time. Hop up. Press the back of the head into the wall. Keep the knees low. A little gentle, subtle press of the back of the head into the wall to take the butt away from the wall. Keep the knees pulling down. 90-degree legs. Arms pushing straight. Woohoo! Okay. So that's lots of stuff to play with. If you've got questions, ask. The one where we're in the crouching cat here at the beginning, this is just super nice to even stay in a crouching cat and then stay in a twisted cat. It feels supported and it feels nice to have your feet up against the baseboard. Ah. Dropping ear to shoulder, lifting through the ribs, belly bows, hips back. That's a wrap. Yeah, have a great day. If you have questions, ask. I'd love to answer them. That's all.